When Richard Remday's partner, Laura Jacques, lost her cherished dog Dylan to a sudden illness, no price was too high to ease her pain.
When he died, I would have done anything just to make Laura feel a little bit better.
It was just me grieving and wanting somehow to hold on to him because I wasn't ready to let go.
So, like over 1,000 other dog owners around the world, Laura and Richard looked towards Korea. Within hours of Dylan's death, they were frantically trying to keep him refrigerated to preserve his cells for cloning.
Then we ended up going to a funeral parlour.
Yeah, we did actually.
And we put the dog, they let us put the dog in there to keep him cool.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, you say you didn't tell people because you're worried they might think you're crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, at any stage, did you think you were crazy?
Yeah, when I were at Heathrow Airport with a salesman's suitcase, I was thinking, what am I doing here?
6 months later, the cells taken from Dylan's leg were transformed into not one, but 2 clones, Shadow and Chance, now playing by the house that went unfinished to pay for their creation.
My Dylan was just the kindest, lovingest dog, and they are too. And I don't know whether I love them so much because they've got them lovely traits or because they're Dylan's traits, but they obviously are extra special.
And I think they know it.
Yeah.
You do talk about them as clones, you know, the clones. And I mean, do you sometimes go, this is a bit science fiction? You know,
Yeah.
It's all a bit weird.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah.
They're so similar to each other.
They
It's
sit on top of each
unbelievable.
other, they wee together, they poo together, they'll just do everything together, and it's like having 2 Dylans just there. And it's just, I think, a bit freaky sometimes.
The Suam Lab in Korea is controversial in the scientific community, drawing fire because its founder is Dr. Wang Woo-suk, cast out of academic circles a decade ago for fraudulently claiming to have pioneered work on human cloning.
The ousted Seoul National University professor was indicted on charges of fabricating the results of his human stem cell research.
Professionally unforgivable, according to world-leading geneticist Robin Lovell-Badge. Do you have any concerns that Dr. Wang's clinic is doing this sort of work?
I'm always concerned that he's behind this because he made up data. And if you're a scientist who makes up data, you're not a scientist.
As it turned out, all Dr. Wang could really do was clone dogs, a specialty that is now being turned to research. These cloned beagles have been genetically modified with human diabetes.
So these dogs, we engineered them so that we give them diabetes, actually a human form of diabetes. And the reason why we give them is so that we can study the disease outside of the human body.
Suam spokesman JWW tells us the beagles also carry fluorescent DNA taken from jellyfish to mark the progress of the disease, like a genetic highlighter pen for the diabetes. Sounds pretty creepy, actually.
Is it creepy?
Yeah.
Well, evolution is pretty much the same thing.
Really? No wonder he's got sad eyes. These sad-eyed beagles may one day save humanity, but they also raise the spectre of what unregulated cloning could create in the lab, a spectre that has long been Hollywood fodder. So which creature would you like to bring back?
Well, the one that's maybe the biggest and most popular would, of course, be the mammoth. So this is where we have a lot of our cell incubators. And
Olaf Olsen is Suam's extinct species expert. Special interest, the woolly mammoth.
number of different
Inside this incubator is DNA material taken from frozen Siberian mammoths. So you're warming them up?
warming them up, hoping there's something alive that can be grown.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
The dream. Not an unachievable dream either. So
A living, walking mammoth?
that's the goal.
If mammoths are about recreating the past, what of the future? Is Suam where the first human clone might be created? It raises the question of just because we can do it, should we do it?
There is no good reason for doing it. So why would you? It would just be pure vanity. I mean, just think of all the issues it would involve. I mean, just the trauma of the whole thing. It's not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. So you'd have to have a really good reason for doing it, and no one has given me one. So, no, silly.
Is any part of the ambition to do human cloning?
This is where we have a very strong standing, is that we will absolutely not be involved with human cloning whatsoever.
Do you have any moral beliefs around it?
Oh, that's way too personal.
I love my dog as much as I love you.
Meanwhile, Mabel and Myrtle are living a dog's life, blissfully unaware of the cloning debate swirling around them, and of the ever-so-slight domestic dispute their creation caused in the sleepy Rubython household. And how's the trust issue going between you two now? Have you heard that as well?
Ask me another question.
I'm not saying it's a sensible thing to have done. It's totally impetuous, totally mad.
Would you do it again?
Possibly, yes. Yes, I probably would. It's not the right thing to do if you weigh everything up. But nonetheless, it's not a really bad thing to do. I didn't go out and murder anybody. I just had my dogs cloned. So there it is.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.